Welcome to this week's edition of Mainely Motorsports, and I think that's it. Ain't nothing left. Racing is officially, as far as I know, closed down in the state of Maine. So this past weekend, Unity Raceway, the 30th annual, or it's right up there. Long John, kind of, I remember it seemed like yesterday was a Long John 102. I think Scott Mulkern won it, and now we're at the Long John 117. And they had a big weekend planned up there. You big late model race, big strictly race, all the support divisions. But the biggest thing that was taking place was the peeling up of the asphalt, and a lot of mixed emotions. If you follow along on Facebook and see some of people's posts and some of their thoughts on it, some of their, fears of it, and I don't know. Nobody knows what the future brings. I'll give George credit, him and his staff, for taking the chance, taking the risk, and believing in what they believe in, and that is that dirt and hard-packed clay it needs to be here in Maine. Everybody's clamored for it for a few years, and I think they all had hoped a new track would be built versus taking a track like Unity and tearing that up and going that route. But that's what George and his team have decided to do, and we wish them the best of the luck, and we look forward to being up there next year as dirt racing, really, I don't want to say returns to the state of Maine, but because there are some dirt things going on, but it's going to be pretty unique, going to be pretty neat, and we'll just wish him the best of luck and do all we can to support him. And but I had a great weekend up there at Long John. Throughout the show, we'll have some highlights of some of the events, and congratulations to the winners. And once again, Tech determined, one of the feature winners. And I don't know if it's good or bad. I mean, you never want to see the outcome changed in the Tech Shack, but I also stand up for it and say, it's good that they're doing Tech, and not just penalizing a guy some points or some money or whatever and letting him keep the win. They're taking it right away from him. So hats off to George and their staff for doing that. But a couple other things took place this weekend, more so on the national scene. I want to give a shout out to Archie St. Hilaire and the entire Go Green racing team, or Go Fast racing team, excuse me, and Matt Diabenedetto was they ran all 267 laps at Kansas this past week, finished on the lead lap, and that's a big deal. They talk about all the time how the plate races, kind of level the playing field for those guys, and they look forward to going to those races. But to come out of Kansas, which was the third race in the second round of the playoffs, and a 22nd place finish, very respectable lead lap finish. So I talked to Archie a little bit this week, and really happy with the team's performance and where they think they're headed, and hovering around 30th in points. That's pretty good for a little team, and we all know that they don't have the budget that those big guys have. So congratulations to them. But also on the national scene, one of our own, one of the homegrowns, guy we've had on here numerous times, and the kid from the county, Austin Terrio. Didn't know where he was racing this year, made a deal. I don't want to call it a last-minute deal, but it wasn't, he didn't know it leading up to, too far close to Daytona. And he got a chance to pilot Ken Schrader's racing number 52 in the ARCA series, and lo and behold, picks up a championship inside a championship with the Bill France Championship. With they have like a little series that, like a race on dirt, a super speedway, a short track, road course, all of it. And, I think they pick 5 races, and you get points out of each races, and the high point guy is considered the Bill France champion, and almost like a Triple Crown series. But Austin picked that up early in the year, but this weekend he didn't even have to start in park. He basically had already been crowned, but they like to go through the motions. And over at Kansas, Austin Terrio from Fort Kent, Maine, was named the 2017 ARCA series champion, and quite a big deal from the kid that, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago was beating around the likes of Spud Speedway on a little 4-cylinder, and bought their first late model, and lo and behold, they took off, and the kid has worked extremely hard, made connections, opened doors, had doors shut on him, and but really done a great job, and it culminates with a championship in the ARCA series. And a lot of guys have come through that series and progressed into the next levels, the top 3 levels of NASCAR, and a lot of people are thinking there's nothing going to be any different for Austin, and we wish him the best of luck. We hope to have him on here over the next couple of weeks and see if we can catch up with him and see if he's got any insight on the 2018 plans. But really just want to talk about 2017 and how it all came together and congratulate him. So really excited for what Austin accomplished this year. Go Fast Racing, a little team out of Old Orchard Beach, Maine, and it's putting the state on the national level when it comes to stock car racing, and that's what we want. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about some things that happened up to Unity this weekend beyond the track being tore up.
Hi, I'm Andy Austin with exciting news about a new division of Beech Ridge Motor Speedway designed to bring new people to weekly racing. Here's series founder Dan Wolf.
Thanks, Andy. Our goal was to create cheap, easy-to-build race cars, bone stock production cars with a simple 4-point roll cage and proper safety equipment.
We've named them the 21st Century Motors Street Devils. Our 2017 rulebook and schedule are available at beechridge.com and at Street Devils Racing on Facebook.
The future of auto racing has always been street car divisions because of the low cost.
Some folks are building cars and sharing the driving duties. There's even an all-star car to allow celebrities to try out the Street Devil and a 2-seat driver's ed car so you can take a few laps.
Get information about our mentor program, low-cost safety equipment, roll cage kits, and videos on how to build one at Street Devils Racing on Facebook.
So, form a team, build a car, and come join us this summer as we kick off the 21st Century Motors Street Devil division at Beech Ridge Motor Speedway.
You don't have to wait until the end of camping season to get your best price. Hi, I'm Scott from Scott's Recreation. We're starting our end of season sale now. This is our biggest selection ever. Fifth wheels with savings up to $30,000. Big selection of toy haulers starting at only $19,999. 2018 SUV towable triple expandables starting at $19,699. Motorhomes, truck campers, and more. Financing available. Trades welcome.
Scott's Recreation, Turner and Manchester, Maine.
Hi, I'm Sean Moody. We take pride in our facilities, and at Moody's, it's what's inside that matters. We believe it's more than just the exterior looking good, it's what's inside that matters. Restoring the structure of your vehicle to factory specs is critical to your safety. I'm proud of our Moody's co-worker owners who understand the importance of protecting your valuable asset. And we all know what our most valuable asset is. It's what's inside that matters.
Mainely Motorsports, brought to you by LKQ Core. Any part, any repair, anywhere. Located on Route 202 in Gorham.
Well, I traveled up to Unity Saturday, caught up with some of the drivers. Everybody was telling me, the track over the last couple of years is, man, the frost, and it's just taken on so many new characteristics. And that track's always put on a great race. And I've told anybody I've ever gone to, when we used to go there with the Pro Stocks and the Super Late models, never saw a bad race. And this weekend really had a lot of the same features and good racing. Had some good grip and, had some great side-by-side action and, in the support divisions as well as the two feature divisions. But Saturday we had some action with the 6 shooters, the Mainely Awards, Mainly Motorsports car, won the last 2 or 3 in a row, seeing if we could cap the year off with a win. Brick put it back in victory lane. The Flying Fours, and a lot of those guys traveling around from Bangor, Wiscasset, Unity, and they had a little extra special race there. And then the non-caged enduros, and that's just mechanical mayhem. And so they ran both days, but we were there Saturday covering that. So we had some highlights from those 3 events, and congratulations to the winners and everybody that came out and supported Unity on their last day of 2017, as well as the last day on asphalt.
Motorsports decal, yes, on the car. Ladies and years ago when they add in the tire noise before they hit the fence? Yeah, we rode the same track for that right up in turn number 1. Ramsey, in the 81. Here comes the 3 on the inside. Wayne McCaslin making a valiant effort to try and overcome the 73. Dean Cannon Jr. Final lap for the 6-shooters. Mike Ramsey, he's your winner. In front of Matt Clinton. On deck the 4, Clinton in car 20. Matt Clinton. And returning the checkered flag, you're flying for 4-cylinder winner today, car number 4, Zach Audette.
Hi, I'm Johnny Wolf. Here at 21st Century Motors, we've been in business since 1972 and we take pride in our work. We have a large selection of pre-owned vehicles that are clean and ready. I personally drive and state inspect every vehicle we sell. We're experts at getting your car financed, whether you have good, bad, or no credit. We purchase vehicles several times a week, so there's always plenty to choose from. Come on in and make a deal today at 21st Century Motors in Gorham or online at 21stcenturymaine.com.
Don't deal with just anybody to seal coat your driveway or business this season. Call Black Magic. They bring over 20 years of experience in seal coating and crack filling. Black Magic's skilled team makes sure the job is always done right, on schedule with quality workmanship at a fair price. Protect your investment in your driveway by getting it sealed with Black Magic.
Ooh, Black Magic.
My name is Scott. This is Devin. We're the owners of Black Magic Seal Coating. Let us earn your business today. You'll be glad you did.
Not sure what brand tire to buy? Town Fair Tire has them all. Michelin, Goodyear, Firestone, Bridgestone, Pirelli, Toyo, Yokohama, Hankook, and more. No matter what size or brand, Town Fair Tire beats all the competition, even online prices. We'll also do a free front wheel alignment with any tire purchase. Name brand tires, the lowest prices, free alignment. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
For a trusted name in residential and commercial site work in the southern Maine area, call Peter Pettit Excavating. We can handle everything from the complete house lot to those nasty water and sewer line repairs. Septic systems are another area that we specialize in. During the snow season, Pettit Excavating has the equipment to handle any size job.
And when the race season arrives, be sure to follow the number 7 Hewitt's Family Restaurant Chevrolet on the past Super Late Model Tour.
Call 207-282-9305 to get the job done right. That's Peter Pettit Excavating.
Welcome back to Mainely Motorsports. And you know, one thing that I always appreciate and admire is when a racer steps out of the seat for whatever reason, just retires, financial reasons, just doesn't want to do it anymore, but they stay involved in the sport. And I just admire those guys because they made, you know, they might have made their mark on it behind the wheel. They might not have been anything special, you know, kind of a field filler or somebody that just wants to participate on a weekly basis. You know, not everybody is that superstar. But one of the guys I met years and years ago that did that was one of the guys, and he was a patriarch of the sport down at Beech Ridge Motor Speedway, and a guy by the name of Bob Libby. Him and his brother Phil Libby, just a great brother tandem that just on the track did all the right things, were very good for the sport, very good for when they had the MSSCRA organization. They were heavily involved in that, and just like Phil, when Bob got out of the seat, stayed involved with the sport, took a position at Beech Ridge, and was the race director before the late Malcolm Graffam was in that role. And I got to talk to Bob a lot over the years with different things, and I hadn't seen him in quite a few years, but really admired him and his professionalism and how he handled everything at the track. And this past week, Bob passed away, and it brought me back to those thoughts and memories of back when we used to have our talks, and some good, some bad, but no matter what, even if it didn't go the way I wanted it, I always had so much respect for Bob because he had a way of explaining it, with a calm, cool manner, didn't come at you hot-headed, didn't come at you, it was his way, this is the way it was going to be. He was very logical in his explanations, and I always appreciated, the respect that I think we had for each other. And, we went through the archives and found a little interview, and I'm going to show you some of it. Back in 2011, I caught up with Bob at the Race and Preview show and talked a little bit about the sport and the history of the sport and his history in the sport. So enjoy a little piece of history with the late Bob Libby.
We're down here at Race and Preview 2011, and over here in the main vintage display, which is always one of the nicest displays that goes on here every year. This year is a little special tribute to the Libby brothers. Phil Libby was very instrumental in starting this main vintage organization, himself and Bob Morris, and now the family of Phil Libby is playing a major part. But we're sitting amongst three of Libby brothers racing, and I've caught up with Bob Libby, who's drove two of these cars over the years. One's a replica, I believe one is the actual car. And what's it mean to you, Bob, to come out to these events and see your stuff here that you raced 20, 30, 40 years ago and see the history involved and the comments from the people?
I just appreciate it so much that people have taken the time and the work and the money and all that involved in both of these cars that we originally built. It just makes you feel so good to think that someone would put those together and carry on with it.
Yeah, and this vintage organization has really taken off over the last few years, and in the history is really, people are starting to pay more attention now to the history and what you guys did for this sport. You guys are the pioneers.
I don't know about that. I guess we're the older ones. That's the reason. But it was fun. It really was. It was something you get into when you're young and you enjoy racing anyway, and you shouldn't do it on the street. So we liked racing automobiles, and there were a lot of nice racetracks that we went to and enjoyed ourselves. And there was, a couple of brothers and the families, and it made a great thing.
Now, over the years, especially down at Beech Ridge, you had the Maietas, that was a family that raced. The Johnson, tons of Johnson family members. But the Libbies had to be one of the first in the sport, in the state of Maine, that two brothers or two family members that raced and competed competitively.
I never thought of it that way, but as I do, I think you're right, Steve. I think that's true. I don't know that there were two brothers later on, 10 to 15 years after they started, they got into some brothers and that type of thing. Now it's brothers and sisters.
Yeah, now we got girls going, and what I find was very nice is sometimes you'll have a brother that will have a lot of success, and the other one just, the success doesn't happen. But for both you and your brother Phil, you both had a lot of on-track success.
Well, my brother, he was a great driver. Phil Libby, the lights went out when he got in that car. I mean, he was just a real excellent driver. He won a lot of races, and he had it on the mat every minute he was out there. And he did better than I. He was a better race driver than I was. There was no doubt about it. I had some good equipment, and so I could be, I could be up there with the front of the pack. But he won a lot of races and did very well. And so we sort of followed him, and things went good for us. It was a great brother thing.
Yeah, I was going to say, when you and Phil were racing, I was becoming a fan of racing in my early years, and I never remembered you guys, we competed against each other, but you didn't compete. When I say that, it was like it was a friendly, brotherly relationship on the track. You didn't have the, I had to win today because I wanted bragging rights for the week. You seemed to be as happy for him when he had success, and he was as happy for you when you had your success.
It was. I mean, we built a lot of the early cars that we had. We built them together in a little 10 by 20 garage, and he could form things, and I had some experience welding, putting it together, and that's how we originally started, just by building the cars. And you get pretty close to each other when you work on something 3 or 4 nights a week, trying to get something to go better.
Now, you've stayed in the sport. You've been an official at Beech Ridge. I think at one time you were chief judge. You've seen a lot of these young drivers come up through the ranks. But it's also got to give you a sense of pride when you see a guy like Mike Rowe at his age, still getting it done, competing with the likes of these young drivers, the Trevor Sanborns, his own son Ben, the Johnny Clark. It's got to make you feel like you're still a part of it, because one of your generation is still out there competing at the top level.
No one could have been happier than I, knowing that Mike Rowe was coming to Beech Ridge. I've always thought, wouldn't I like to have him come to Beech Ridge, because he was the man up to Oxford and other racetracks, but I really wanted to see him at Beech Ridge, which is the track that you sort of grew up with. And I was pleased to see him come down there, and then the first year he's there, he takes the championship. I just was so pleased that he did that. He's a great driver and a very nice person.
Yeah, well, I personally want to thank you, Bob, for everything you've done for the sport over the years. And I know you probably don't think you've done anything, because you were a participant in what has turned into be one of the greatest spectator sports in the United States of America. But if it wasn't for guys like you, Phil Libby, J.B. McConnell, Bob Bear, these guys, the Knowles family, the people that saw the vision to build these tracks and get you guys to race on, we wouldn't be here today. So I want to thank you for all you've done over the years and continue to do in the sport of auto racing. Yeah, well, I appreciate you taking the time with us here today, Bob, and I know you got a lot of people you've been talking to, and they're talking about these cars, and it's great to be able to see you out at these off-season racing shows.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Bob.
Football fans, have we got a deal for you? VIP Tour and Charter Bus Company is offering round-trip transportation to Gillette Stadium to watch the New England Patriots make another run for the Super Bowl. Ride in style knowing we're doing the driving. So if you've got a ticket, we've got your ride. It doesn't get any better than that. Just log on to VIPChartercoaches.com, click on the Browse Book Tour button, and book your trip today. It's that simple. Relax and leave the driving to us, and we'll leave the tailgating to you.
Hi, I'm Sean Moody. We take pride in our facilities, and at Moody's, it's what's inside that matters. We believe it's more than just the exterior looking good, it's what's inside that matters. Restoring the structure of your vehicle to factory specs is critical to your safety. I'm proud of our Moody's coworker owners who understand the importance of protecting your valuable asset. And we all know what our most valuable asset is. It's what's inside that matters.
Welcome to LST Landscaping, where we've been providing complete landscape solutions to all of southern Maine since 1969. We specialize in year-round landscape maintenance and snow services, including weekly lawn mowing, seasonal cleanups, sweeping, mulching, and so much more. Many more customizable services are available upon request. Please call our office today at 207-878-1578 or visit our website, lstlandscapinginc.com.
Mainely Motorsports, brought to you by
Moody's Collision Centers, now with 7 convenient locations: Gorham, Scarborough, Biddeford, Portland, Sanford, Lewiston, and now South Portland. Visit us at moodyscollision.com.
Scotch Recreation. Whether you're thinking about your first camper or looking to upgrade your current one, Scotch Recreation can help you. Get both our Route 202 Manchester and our Route 4 Turner locations, and online at scotchrecreation.com.
Welcome back to Mainly Motorsports. One of the classes in the state that the rules seem to be close enough that you can bring a few cars and show up at a racetrack and put on a good open comp type of race is the late model division. Wiscasset runs a good field of them. You got some other guys that just dabble in it, and then you have Speedway 95. So, kind of like the feature event down there at the Long John 117 was the late models, and they brought in some good guys, some quality equipment, and put on a great race. I don't think they got the car count they wanted, but they had quality cars that were there, and it was all good. It was fun to watch, and guys up front that have won races before and won championships. So enjoy the highlights from Unity Raceway, that the last Long John on asphalt.
should get the easy job. I'd love to take all the credit. These guys back in the pits. My little brother Phil Richardson, Alan Perkins, Jimmy Goodman, Chris Ryan, my girlfriend Tim Johnny Gomes, everybody that makes this possible. White Construction, my kid back home, and my girlfriend coming with her little daughter. I can't thank everybody. These fans for coming out on one day, and George for giving us one more round.
All right, and of course, late models here, maybe for the final time, and there's a lot of history on that crew just for hearing you recite the names.
Yeah, we're a tight group. We all want to beat each other and race against each other, but we're all one team. We're pretty unstoppable. I'm very fortunate to have them.
All right, how about a big round of applause? 3 in a row.
Oh, Hot Rod Hopkins gets it done. 3 in a row. 3 Long Johns in a row, and that's pretty special, you know, and they haven't been easy. You know, this one wasn't easy. The last 2 haven't been easy. So I talked to Mike earlier in the day on Saturday, and he felt like they had a good car. They were struggling a little bit with the tires, a little bit on the, you know, the bottom. It wasn't working for them, and he knew you know, they had a little bit more practice. You know, after the heat race on Sunday, they'd practice on Saturday, I should say. They'd get some practice in on Sunday, and you know, and hopefully the car would come to them, and it absolutely did. So, you know, like he said in one of his interviews, bittersweet that he's the last winner of the Long John on asphalt, but also looking forward to the opportunity to maybe come up there and compete on the dirt and something. But so congratulations to Hot Rod Hopkins as he wins his 3rd Long John in a row. When we come back, we'll show you some street stock action, and man, they've had some big purses that they've been racing for at the end of the year, and you know, Speedway 95, Unity, Wiscasset, Oxford. So yeah, some good races for these guys.
Hi, I'm Johnny Wolf. Here at 21st Century Motors, we've been in business since 1972 and we take pride in our work. We have a large selection of pre-owned vehicles that are clean and ready. I personally drive and state inspect every vehicle we sell. We're experts at getting your car financed, whether you have good, bad, or no credit. We purchase vehicles several times a week, so there's always plenty to choose from. Come on in and make a deal today at 21st Century Motors in Gorham or online at 21stcenturymaine.com.
You don't have to wait until the end of camping season to get your best price. Hi, I'm Scott from Scott's Recreation. We're starting our end of season sale now. This is our biggest selection ever. Fifth wheels with savings up to $30,000. Big selection of toy haulers starting at only $19,999. 2018 SUV towable triple expandables starting at $19,699. Motorhomes, truck campers, and more. Financing available. Trades welcome.
Scott's Recreation, Turner and Manchester, Maine.
Ignition won't turn? Wait, don't tow it. It may just be a worn key. Where would you bring it? At what cost? And for how long? At E-Keys for Cars, our experienced technicians will diagnose your problem and get you going quickly with a fixed price quote. Whenever and wherever you're stuck, E-Keys for Cars comes to you with a new key or ignition repair. Just call E-Keys for Cars, the fast, affordable mobile solution to your vehicle key and lock needs.
They raise the bar, E-Keys for Cars.
Well, we got no interviews because Tech. But Tech did their job, and at the end of the night, the top 3 cars were the top 3 legal cars. So rules infractions might not be a big one, but it's still a rules infraction. So congratulations to Jordan Pearson and the Twisted Tea. Number 3, Chuck Hall. You know, we've had Chuck on here before. He's a promoter of the Aikido race. He also owns that number 3 car. So that was a big day for Chuck picking up the win. You know, everybody wants to win those big races, and I know they had a great year up at Bangor. And Jordan's you know, young up and coming driver. So great job, and to cap the year off with the big win at the Long John. I mean, paying a good purse and big trophies, so really congratulations to him, and you know, as well as Shane Tatro, you know, in the Thayer's Automotive mount, finished in 2nd, and then David Vaughn, a name synonymous with more so Oxford and Beechridge than that part of the state. Had a broken ball joint at the end. He was just kind of hanging on, but found himself after it was all said and done and going through Tech, 3rd place. So congratulations to the top 3 and all the winners up there at Unity at this very special weekend, this past weekend. You know, the last weekend on asphalt, unless, you know, something changes down the road and the dirt just doesn't work. But, you know, you won on a very special weekend up there at Unity Raceway. So we'll take a break. We come back. We'll talk about some off-season stuff we got going on here with Mainely Motorsports.
Patman's Redemption and Agency Liquor Store is located at 95 Tanberg Trail in Windham, Maine. With over 400 feet of hard liquor and 15 doors of ice-cold beer and soda, Patman's can handle all of your beverage needs. And if it's wine on your agenda, we have over 300 varieties in stock. Then when the party's over, Patman's can handle all of your Maine returnables, and we welcome all bottle drives. And if you're late for the race, drop off the bottles and pick up the cash at your convenience.
Hey, this is Pat Man himself, just letting you know that Pat Man's is your one-stop shop for all your thirsty needs.
For a trusted name in residential and commercial site work in the southern Maine area, call Peter Pettit Excavating. We can handle everything from the complete house lot to those nasty water and sewer line repairs. Septic systems are another area that we specialize in. During the snow season, Pettit Excavating has the equipment to handle any size job.
And when the race season arrives, be sure to follow the number 7 Hewitt's Family Restaurant Chevrolet on the past Super Late Model Tour.
Call 207-282-9305 to get the job done right. That's Peter Pettit Excavating.
Mainely Motorsports, brought to you by
Four Season Synthetic. See them for all your AMSOIL product needs. Town Fair Tire, with 6 locations in Maine: Auburn, Augusta, Bangor, Biddeford, South Portland, and Topsom.
Football fans, have we got a deal for you? VIP Tour and Charter Bus Company is offering round-trip transportation to Gillette Stadium to watch the New England Patriots make another run for the Super Bowl. Ride in style knowing we're doing the driving. So if you've got a ticket, we've got your ride. It doesn't get any better than that. Just log on to VIPChartercoaches.com, click on the Browse Book Tour button, and book your trip today. It's that simple. Relax and leave the driving to us, and we'll leave the tailgating to you.
Well, the 30th Annual Northeast Motorsports Expo is just around the corner. I say that. I mean, we still got a couple months, but it'll be here before we know it. And it was pretty funny to talk to people up there at the last race of the year at Unity, and they're already in getting their cars ready for it, and are going to be making their first appearance at a show, off-season show. Really excited for their first time. You know, before I went on air to start taping this week's edition of Mainly Motorsports, got a text from somebody that wants to put their car in the show. So a lot of support. A lot of people, you know, understand the importance of not only the show for the sport, you know, but for sponsors and potential sponsors. And I encourage anybody that really wants to be a part of it, contact your track or your tour and make them aware that, hey, I'm putting a car together and I'll be ready in January, because everybody struggles to get cars together for this show, you know, and you like to have them nice full booths and full displays. We like to be full on the main floor, so really look forward to kicking off the season January 12th through the 14th at the Augusta Civic Center. So if you have a car, you know, you got any questions, you can contact me. I'll steer you in the right direction. But just contact your track, you know, or your tour, and just say, hey, listen, you know, if they don't handle it themselves, the office, they'll put you in touch with the person that does handle the shows, and they'll tell you what the procedures are. And usually they put you on a list. And then, you know, as I start getting the paperwork in, we sit down and then say, all right, well, we have 4 spots for you, or 2 spots, or 5 spots, or whatever the number is, and so we always like to have those booths filled right up, plenty of room to display your car, but we like them filled right up, so, people feel like, A, they get their money's worth, and B, you bringing your sponsors or your potential sponsors in, and they see the show and see that you're part of something that's that big, it just shows that a little bit extra credibility to you and your race team. So I'm encouraging, whether it's a super late model, a entry-level division, a touring car, weekly program, anything, get in contact with the track, and if you can't make Augusta, because it is tough right around the corner, be thinking about Portland. There's always that chance to bring it to Portland. But we're really excited about it. EJP is back for their 30th year. Let's think. Timmy Ataya said 30 years ago, we're going to do this. Peter Prescott said, I'm with you. And he hasn't left yet. And he probably won't, because he enjoys the camaraderie, and every year it's a little different. We get the hell of a good comeback with the Pit Crew Challenge. So we're gonna make that as fun as it was last year, with maybe a couple twists to make it even that much more fun for the tracks and tours and the ladies and the kids and those type of things. So really excited about that. Quirk will be there. They've become a major supporter of us. 4 Season Synthetic, Lee, he's back on board. So really excited for the 30th annual show, see what kind of twists and turns we can put together, and make it so it's such an enjoyable experience for the race fan, the family, the promoters, everybody. So really looking forward to it. Any questions, contact me via email, Facebook, text message. I'm pretty easy to find, and we'll answer any questions and steer you in the right direction. Or if you're a company that wants potential vending spaces, we got them. So you got vendor spots, all different shapes and sizes, affordability. So just reach out to us, and you're going to hear a lot over the next couple months about the Northeast Motorsports Expo. So really excited about it, and honoring the champions. It's always nice to see a few champions with their cars in there. We give out the awards, special awards. We'll talk about some other ones that the teams are a part of. We're trying to honor some of the crew members. I did the first annual Steve Purvis Memorial Award last year, and we're going to do the second annual, and be thinking about some crew members that you want to nominate over the next couple of weeks, because I'm going to be asking you, the car owners or the drivers and all that, to nominate your crew members. And they win a nice plaque, recognition at the show, and a $500 gift certificate to one of the area speed shops. So really appreciate that, and looking forward to it. So we'll take a break, and we'll come back and wrap up this week's edition of Mainly Motorsports.
Welcome to Mainly Motorsports.
To order copies of a show, send a check or money order for $15, shipping and handling included, to Mainly Motorsports, 326 Roosevelt Trail, Windham, Maine, 04062. And please add a description of the show.
You don't have to wait until the end of camping season to get your best price. Hi, I'm Scott from Scott's Recreation. We're starting our end of season sale now. This is our biggest selection ever. Fifth wheels with savings up to $30,000. Big selection of toy haulers starting at only $19,999. 2018 SUV towable triple expandables starting at $19,699. Motorhomes, truck campers, and more. Financing available. Trades welcome.
Scott's Recreation, Turner and Manchester, Maine.
Hi, I'm Johnny Wolf. Here at 21st Century Motors, we've been in business since 1972, and we take pride in our work. We have a large selection of pre-owned vehicles that are clean and ready. I personally drive and state inspect every vehicle we sell. We're experts at getting your car financed, whether you have good, bad, or no credit. We purchase vehicles several times a week, so there's always plenty to choose from. Come on in and make a deal today at 21st Century Motors in Gorham, or online at 21stcenturymaine.com.
Hi, I'm Andy Austin with exciting news about a new division of Beech Ridge Motor Speedway designed to bring new people to weekly racing. Here's series founder Dan Wolf.
Thanks, Andy. Our goal was to create cheap, easy-to-build race cars, bone stock production cars with a simple 4-point roll cage and proper safety equipment.
We've named them the 21st Century Motors Street Devils. Our 2017 rulebook and schedule are available at beechridge.com and at Street Devils Racing on Facebook.
The future of auto racing has always been street car divisions because of the low cost.
Some folks are building cars and sharing the driving duties. There's even an all-star car to allow celebrities to try out the Street Devil, and a 2-seat driver's ed car so you can take a few laps.
Get information about our mentor program, low-cost safety equipment, roll cage kits, and videos on how to build one at Street Devils Racing on Facebook.
So, form a team, build a car, and come join us this summer as we kick off the 21st Century Motors Street Devil division at Beach Ridge Motor Speedway.
Hi, I'm Sean Moody. We take pride in our facilities, and at Moody's, it's what's inside that matters. We believe it's more than just the exterior looking good, it's what's inside that matters. Restoring the structure of your vehicle to factory specs is critical to your safety. I'm proud of our Moody's co-worker owners who understand the importance of protecting your valuable asset. And we all know what our most valuable asset is. It's what's inside that matters.
Welcome to LST Landscaping, where we've been providing complete landscape solutions to all of southern Maine since 1969. We specialize in year-round landscape maintenance and snow services, including weekly lawn mowing, seasonal cleanups, sweeping, mulching, and so much more. Many more customizable services are available upon request. Please call our office today at 207-878-1578 or visit our website, lstlandscapinginc.com.
Well, a couple other things coming up that aren't in the backyard of us, but they're down the road a little bit, and that's the flea market. So you got flea market season, you got banquet season. So the flea market's down at Thompson Motorsports Park. You know, probably the second biggest thing they do other than the World Series all year. That takes place the first weekend in November, and then the second weekend in November, Lee USA Speedway has, you know, theirs is just a Saturday deal. Thompson is a 3-day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So if you're looking for anything, you know, new parts, used parts, new car, trailer, selling, both of them, I encourage you to be a part of them, whether you're as a vendor or as a buyer. And, you know, one other thing I want to throw out there, and we've been showered with orders for sponsorship plaques and trophies and things like that. So this weekend, pretty excited to be at White Mountain Motorsports Park for their banquet. You know, their first, our first forte into banquet trophies, and pretty excited about that, and really appreciate Donald and Terry and Mandy and David Avery are giving us the opportunity at Mainely Awards to be a part of, you know, such a special evening, you know, banquet night, you know, so really excited about that, and getting the hardware together for that. So hope you guys all enjoyed this week's episode. Lots still coming during the off season. Want to catch up with a bunch of champions, talk about the year, maybe some car builders, some guys of yesteryear. We got a lot of things planned, and don't forget the Snowball Derby. We'll be hitting the Snowball Derby as the Dirty Lou goes to the 50th annual Snowball Derby. So until next time, we'll see you right here on Mainely Motorsports.
About taking your time.